Like, comment, subscribe, and tap that bell so you be notified when the next video drops, and follow me on other social platforms. Alright, fuck the intro, let's get into the video. What's good, y'all? And it's Mufasa Uncaged here, and I'm back with another game review. Now, as y'all can see, I'm doing Spider-Man 2 this time. Everybody been playing this game, everybody's talking about it, everybody and their mama's been playing it. So hey man, I had to go on and do my own review on it. Since everybody had an opinion, let me throw mine in. Now, I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts, I'm gonna give you some feedback, talk about it. Y'all know how it goes. So man, let's get into it. The timeline for this game takes place 10 months after Spider-Man Miles Morales. After the events of Miles Morales, something happened in between going into this game. You can read about these events that happened in the Marvel Spider-Man 2 comic. Let me sum it up for y'all if y'all just don't want to read it. We see Mary Jane and Jonah Jameson talking about how Mary Jane's new book just went double plastic. Then a fight between Spider-Man, Miles, and someone called the Tarantula crashes the whole interview. Then the two of them just whoop Tarantula's ass. We then see Peter and Mary Jane have a conversation about what they are to each other, and Peter wanting Mary Jane to stay with him in Aunt May's house. The bad guy in this comic is someone called the Hood, who is looking to buy an ancient artifact from smugglers. So the boys roll out and search for the Hood to stop him. Come to find out, it's only some guy who's trying to cure his mother from an illness that she has. After having an encounter with Peter and Miles, the Hood then surrenders himself to the police after seeing his mother pass away. The comic ends with Miles, Peter, Mary Jane looking forward to what's next for them, and Jonah Jameson buying back the Daily Bugle. Now, let's get into the story for Spider-Man 2. The story for Spider-Man 2 is Kraven's pulling up for all the smoke for whoever is in New York. The game kicks off with a bang with a major cutscene as soon as you start, following up with a big boss fight in the first 15 minutes of the game. I'm starting to see a pattern with PlayStation exclusives where they just start off with a big cinematic boss fights. As you progress through the story, you see Peter and Miles having to hold down the city as Spider-Man and their own personal lives. Peter still can't hold down a job and still can't get Mary Jane to move in with him like the couple they are. Not only that, his best friend Harry comes into the picture, and things from there start off cool, but then they begin to turn sour. Miles, on the other hand, is struggling to prepare to go to college, along with his past coming back to haunt him. The missions in this game are more action focused, with having some stealth elements to it. Peter and Miles have their own side missions that make more of an impact on the story for both of them. For instance, Miles has side missions that surround his high school and his community of Harlem with his mother. Peter has missions that involve him doing environmental work around the map, and one that brings back a returning character from the first one. Mary Jane missions are back, but this time she has more to work with. She's not defenseless this time, they give her a stun gun at least. And when you're caught, it's not game over. The story is good in here, but so is the gameplay. Now, as you can see from the gameplay, there has been some major improvements when traversing as Spider-Man. Web wings are the newest addition to Spider-Man's suit, and it makes getting around easier and smooth. They're also good for keeping your altitude in the air. There are these wind tunnels that you can go through, and it speeds you through the city to help you build momentum. Another way of getting around is the web slingshot. They are set across the map that flings you across the sky, or make your own slingshot. I like the fact that there are two ways of traversing and it goes well together. I feel like what was missing from swinging is the speed and momentum that comes with it. And they got it down in here, because now you can do loopy-loops and swing yourself higher into the sky. The customization for the suits are complete fire. They have many suits to pick from in here, with 3 different color schemes to pick from. There are new gadgets to Spider-Man's arsenal this time, such as the web grabbers that pull enemies together into one, which creates an opportunity for you to take down multiple people. A gadget that shoots people into the air, creating a chance for air combos, and a ricochet web that bounces off enemies to wrap them up in your spider ski. The way the skill trees work is Miles and Peter have their own skill trees, then there's one for both of them. Miles' skill tree focuses on his lightning abilities, while Peter's focus on his spider arms and symbiote powers. As you know, Peter's symbiote powers is more aggressive and makes him look like a tentacle monster from an anime. He has a bar that fills up as you fight, and when you fill it up to the max, he unleashes Black Air Force activity upon every op in his way. When out and about in the streets, you have crime alerts. In here, you pull up to the scene, you might see Miles or Peter help you out depending on who you are at the time. There are also these challenges around the city that Miles can only do for some reason. That introduces Mysterio into the game, and of course you have your enemy encampments around the map that you have to take down. There's a lot of good stuff to like about this game, but there is some bad to it. Now let's talk about the bugs and glitches. For me, I didn't encounter many bugs through my playthrough. I did have the game crash on me only one time, and I seen a few glitches, but nothing game breaking where I didn't want to stop playing the game. I know there were people out here just trying to find reasons to shit on this game, but you can't. Even with how the game is now, people are still playing this game like it's the new crack on the streets. Spider-Man has been doing good this year, with the Across the Spider-Verse movie dropping and being one of the biggest movies of this year, and now we have the game. This game made me feel like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man with black Air Force energy, along with the exaggerated swagger of a black teen, and it does this good enough that it's one of the best superhero games out now. Insomniac does play it safe by not adding co-op and instead make you feel more like a Spider-Man by making improvements on what was already there while adding some new things into the mix and giving you two Spider-Man to play with. Speaking of the mix, the studio's even open about making a Venom spin-off game if the fans want it. Peter Parker's voice actor even said he wants Deadpool to come in for the third game and wants Nolan North, who has voiced Deadpool in the past, to even do the voice. If I could provide feedback to developers though, is that I would like to see the Defenders come into the mix. I would like to see Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and even Daredevil, but they're hinting at him making an appearance. Another appearance I wouldn't mind seeing is the Spot from Across the Spider-Verse. He could come into play for DLC or hold it off for the third game, seeing as he is a villain for Miles. While I do like the suits in here, I think it would have been more cool if I could have customized the color the way I want them to be. I like the tag team moves they do in combat, but I think they could have done more with that in the skill tree for both of them. The cast of villains in here are good, but most of them were pushed to the side and only a few got some screen time. I thought it was going to be a battle royale against all of them, but instead we got Mysterio, Cletus Cassidy, Mr. Negative, Lizard, Kraven, and Venom. I have no problem with these villains. I just thought there were going to be more of them we have to deal with. One thing with the comic after reading it, I will say is that I wish it had more to offer going into this game. There were a few things that were talked about in the comic that led into the game, like Sandman for one, but I wouldn't mind a side mission or two getting adapted from the comic story, seeing as they continue on a couple of side missions that were in the first game. There's plenty of things I would like to see come in the future for Spider-Man. It's already confirmed that Wolverine and Spider-Man are in the same universe, so we'll have to see how things are going to connect, and hopefully we get to see the X-Men in the game. This game dropped and it hit the streets like crack did, and people have been speed running through it. I think the length of this game story was perfect. We don't always need a 50+ hour game. 25 to 30 hours is just fine. I don't even need to say is this game worth it because it's Spider-Man, for fuck's sake. The gameplay speaks for itself too. 2023 has been blessing us with games left and right. But will Spider-Man 2 take home the Game of the Year award? Well shit, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. If you stayed to the end of this video, I appreciate it. I'll also appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribing to the channel, and checking out my channel for more content. Also, check me out on other platforms. The links will be in the description below. Tell me in the comments below, what are your thoughts on Spider-Man 2? Or what would you even like to see in the future for Spider-Man? This has been another Is It Worth It game review from your boy Mufasa Uncaged. I'll see you in the next video, and I'm out this bitch.